couples, intending couples out there, have few years to your life after marriage, just you and your spouse. Those are the time you make memories. You get to learn about each other more than having children, because having children will test your marriage.
It will test your
press
marriage.
all your buttons, you know. So you should have pressed all those buttons with your partner before having kids to know how they would respond.
Exactly. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, and thank you for staying tuned to our channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications so you can be notified when we drop new videos. Also, like, share, and drop your ideas or your thoughts in our comment section. We are happy to hear it, and I believe our audience are also looking forward to hearing your thoughts as well. Today we'll be talking about a topic that has been part of our journey as a couple, which is family pressure to have kids after marriage.
Yeah, that's right. We've both felt it at one point early in our married life. So today we're going to be talking about the pros and the cons, how we manage it, how you can manage it,
as well,
and then sharing our own experiences about how we started and where we are. And obviously we've got children now, but we also had a bit of a pressure, and we've got friends and family that are also going through the same thing.
Absolutely. Now, why does family pressure exist? Why does it exist at all?
To be fair, personally, I think it comes from a place of love. Like our family member, especially parents, they want to see their grandparents immediately after you get married.
Yeah, they want to see their grandchildren.
Grandchildren immediately after marriage. It's like they expect you, like the first month of marriage, to have kids like that. So I think it comes from a place of love, but also we should be conscious that not many couples are planning to have kids immediately after marriage. There could be things in their life they need to put into perspective, to put into place, like career-wise or financial, because kids, you need to plan your financials before you have
100%.
kids. Yeah, so there might be, but conventionally, people expect you to have kids immediately after you get married. So I think that's where the pressure comes in. So when you're like having months after marriage and nothing is happening, your parents are like, I don't want people to talk about you in a negative way. So they start hinting you here and there, making jokes about it and all of that. So I think that's why it exists, and they want like continuity. Like we're human, we want the human race to continue. So biologically, like philosophically, I would say we want to see our children procreate. It gives us joy also, and to know that the human race, our genes are being passed on. So I think that's why those pressure exist, and people believe that if you don't have kids like in the first few years or months of your marriage, something is wrong, that it might carry on. So it gives them peace of mind to say, oh, my children are procreating and they're okay, their marriage is okay, because it could mar or make a marriage.
Absolutely.
Really, like issues with children and all of that. So that's why I would say, in my own opinion, that's why the pressure exists. It's from a place of love generally.
Well, I think just to add to what you've mentioned, it could also be tradition.
Yeah.
You know, we grew up knowing our parents, our grandparents, you know, they got kids literally after they got married.
Yes.
And you know, sometimes this is a tradition that they want it to continue.
And the expectation that once you get married, next thing you're having kids. That's it.
Start releasing them.
Like football club.
Sorry for the laugh.
Something like that.
Exactly.
You know?
So like you did say, it could come from a place of love, but might also be tradition. Personally for us, it obviously came from a place of both love as well as tradition, that our parents wants us to have kids after we got married.
Yes.
Now, following up on that, let's talk about the pros. What are the benefits of this family pressure? Do you think there are benefits to it at all?
There are benefits to it, because sometimes, like couples, you've had discussion, you're not sure whether you want kids now or you don't want them now. So you're a bit on the fence about the decision.
Absolutely.
So having that support, knowing that your family wants this for you, it kind of tilts things a little bit like positively. That I say, okay, so when I have my children, they're going to be supportive. My family are in support of this decision. So it could tip you further to make a right decision in that direction. That's one of the pros. And another thing is that, well, it makes family large. You get a large family. Like then you're getting extended family. Your parents have grandkids, and they call you quite often because they know you've got kids.
They do,
you know, so it kind of brings family together. Like I would say, I have experienced more closeness with my parents since having children in a way, because one, I understand where they're coming from, the love they have for their children, so I have that for my own children too. So I think it kind of brings family together. So those are the pros. Can you think of any?
Yeah, I think just to add to the pros as well is the fact that you have that support to rely on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, you know, having kids is not just a child's play. You've got to really plan, just like you did say, financially, emotionally, physically. I mean, you've got to really plan. It's because having kids is just going to change your whole life. It's going to change everything.
Basically.
And if you want to hear about why we decided to be, you know, parent ourselves, you will find that in our first video on our channel.
Yes.
So please don't forget to watch that as well.
Yeah, just scroll down.
Yeah, just scroll down
to the very first video.
To the very first video.
See why we decided to become parents
exactly
ourselves.
And we're also going to add that video as well to this video, so you can pretty much just click on that
link
to watch the video. If you've been enjoying our video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications so you can be notified when we drop new videos. Like, share, and also drop us your comment section.
Absolutely.
Following up on that, which is the pros, like I did mention, is the fact that you have that support. You are confident of the fact that there's support available, because obviously they're pressurizing you. They want it, and so they will be there to support you. I feel that is also one of the benefits of the family pressure. And I would also add the fact that it's coming from the place of love. And I will also say that one of the benefits is also the fact that you can rely on your family members to seek help during that phase of trying to have kids, because obviously, you know, you can speak to them to say, oh, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that, and you know, it's going to be honest and genuine conversations.
Absolutely. So the cons, I would say number one is that, you know, as couples, your family member, they don't know what stage you're at in your life. So it could be too much. It could be overwhelming. Like if you're trying to grow your career and you need to take a pause while doing that before having kids, it can be overwhelming. It can be daunting to do so. So one of the cons would be overwhelming feeling that you're living lower than their expectation in a way. That would be one of the cons. And another thing is that some people are having medical issues and that they are unable to disclose this to their family. So it could make them feel so bad, so low in mood, because they are not able to express this to their loved ones who are pressurizing them. So they can feel a bit isolated and withdrawn from that family. So that's another con of cons of the pressure from family to have kids, basically.
Fantastic. I would add to that, which is the cons as well, is the fact that some people are not ready to have kids. You know, you don't get married because some people don't get married because they want to have kids immediately. So there are different reasons why people get married. Some people get married because
for companionship.
And so some people don't even want to have kids at all.
Exactly. And I would say to couples, intending couples out there, have few years to your life after marriage, just you and your spouse. Those are the time you make memories. You get to learn about each other more than having children, because having children will test your marriage.
It will test your marriage.
Press all your buttons, you know. So you should have pressed all those buttons with your partner before having kids to know how they would respond.
Exactly, you're right. So that itself is a cons, because if you're not willing to have kids and then people are pressurizing you, family members are pressurizing you to have kids, then obviously that is not helping you in any shape or form. Also the fact that, like you did mention, some people have health conditions. Even for some folks, it's probably thinking, oh, we're not at the right age yet. You find people that got married probably in their early 20s, maybe between 20 to 23, and they feel not matured yet to have kids. So they still want to live maybe a year, 2-3 years, and they want to start having kids probably in their late 20s. When they start getting their pressure, it's not helping them. And for parents or family members out there, we understand that you're coming from a place of love and encouragement, but also remember that patience is also a way to show love. You've got to show love to your family members who are married by being patient with them, because there are different phases of their life. Some people are trying to figure out their careers. They're looking to sit for exams here and there. And so they're not thinking of babies. They're just thinking of something else.
And it would be quite helpful to have that conversation with them. Like, is there something you're doing in your life? At what stage are you in your life? Rather than asking them for the actual children.
Exactly.
Like, if you know what stage are, because sometimes it's a lack of knowledge, or being ignorant about what they are going through. So you could ask them, is everything okay? Like, financially, are you all right? You could bring up the conversation with them to say, okay, we are pausing on having this. And it could be a soft way to show love, rather than asking them, oh, when are you giving us children, or when are you giving me a new nephew, new niece, that kind of thing. So just find a way to have that communication without actually asking them for children, or for like, when are they going to have kids, so because we don't know what they are going through.
Exactly. And from our own personal story, we got married legally 9th of October 2019 in the UAE. And we then went further to do a Nigerian marriage 4th and 5th of December 2020. But we didn't have our first child, which is Phoebe, until the 9th of March 2022. So if you look at it from when we got married, October 2019 till 2022, that's about
3 years.
Almost 3 years. Almost 3 years.
Yeah, two years and thereabouts.
And we didn't actually, we never thought of it. It wasn't part of the plan. Because and actually to add to that, I remember because the registry, basically Nigerian parents, they don't see it as, well, you're married until you do the white wedding. That's the registry we did in the UAE.
So I remember after we did the white wedding, December 2020, and coming up to about February and March, my mom and dad decided internet here and there. But at that time, I had an exam that I needed to write, and then we both discussed that I wasn't going to try and get pregnant before my exam, because pregnancy could could kind of make you
change the course of your
journey, because you could react in a negative way. You could be sick and all of that, and I didn't want to take that risk to kind of pause my career at that time. So we talked about, okay, what is few more months? I think it was about 4 months after to get my exam out of the way
before we started trying.
And before that, my parents were like, oh, they're praying, and I was like, well, keep praying.
Well, my mom actually said that as well. They were like, oh, now in 9 months time, they were expecting kids. But then the good thing for us is we both explained to our parents.
I explained to them, because what I told my mom is that I told my parents, this is the month I'm having my exam. So after that, and I've seen my result pass, we'll start trying.
So not even trying, we'll start thinking about it.
Well, we'll start thinking about it. So I said that you can start the prayer now, but that is when the prayer will take effect, That is when God will say amen to we will say amen to the prayer. So they were like, okay. So after a couple of months, God did it, and they were like, okay. So I had to explain to them, because they were thinking, it comes from a place of love. They were kind of concerned, but I told them, this is what we're going through. This is the plan. So don't feel like and that is the same with most couples nowadays. People want to leave that gap between getting married and having children, especially when you're trying to settle down, maybe in a new environment, in a new setting. They want to leave that gap, and you have like parents on altar making prayers about it. It's good to have prayers about it, because it actually helps you in the future. But then it's nice to explain to them so that they don't feel too concerned or too worried about the situation also.
Absolutely. And just to add to that, we've had friends that have said to us that before they decided they want to have kids, they wanted to travel around the world. Some people just want to tour the world and just
I would definitely advise that. Travel before having kids, because it's not easy to be going about with your children,
It's not. I mean, if you want to go on holiday, your spouse, absolutely. If you want to go on holiday now with the kids, you've got to really think about it, to plan it. Like, it takes a lot of planning as compared to if it's just you and your spouse, you just pack your bags and off you go. Anyways, now following up on the cons, is it right to pressure married couples to have kids? Is it right?
I wouldn't say it is right, but like we said previously, it has its pros and its cons. So it's not like, is it right or wrong? Definite answer. But general rule, I would say don't pressurize them, but then you can be concerned about the situation. If you feel like they need to, there's a point there, okay, we're expecting them to have. You could ask about things they're going through.
Yeah.
So not pressurizing them directly about the children, but rather being concerned that, or showing support. And like you said, being patient with people, because you don't know what they're going through. Like you said, medically, there could be an issue that they're trying to sort out. They don't need more pressure from their loved ones. They need the support.
Yeah, they need the support.
And the patience of their loved ones. So I would say don't pressurize them, but you can show concern.
Yeah.
You can show your love and support for them.
Absolutely. Like you said, there's no right or wrong answer. I would just say that family members should understand with married couples that, you know, everyone has got their journey, they've got what they want to do with their lives. And if you feel really concerned as a family member, you know, there are nice ways to reach out to couples and say, you know, you just coming from a place of love and from a place of encouragement and support as well. If you're enjoying our video, once again, please don't forget to subscribe to our video, like, share. Also drop your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget as well, please don't turn on your notification so you can be notified when we drop new videos.
Yes.
To wrap up this video, I'll be asking a question. Now, when we say family pressure, you know, we've said the pros and the cons, and is it right or wrong? Do you think that people generally should be, in quote, nosy about about the status of having kids?
Well, I would say,
or would you think that nosiness is fair?
It depends on where it's coming from.
You mean the context, actually?
The context and who it's coming from.
Yeah.
So if my parents or like your close siblings are being nosy about it, it's not in a negative way.
It's probably not in a negative way.
It's a way to show support for you, to make sure everything is right with you.
Yeah.
So it's good that they're nosy sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it gives you, like, especially when you're like delaying it for maybe career reasons, you just tell them, oh, don't worry, in how many years, all of that. So it could be good, but it becomes not so good when like outsiders are being nosy, like
especially when they
watchers.
Womb watchers, or when you then in a gathering and then
family gathering,
not just even family gathering, say you go to visit your friends, and then they start talking about it, or say, oh, you've been married for 4 or 5 years,
and they could even tell you, like, if you're looking bigger than the last time they saw you, they could ask you jokingly, do you have twins in there? Like when you go to gather, do you have twins in there? Those are womb watchers and nosy family and friends. So those are like different than if your parents are concerned and asking you, is everything okay? Do you need some support? So that's actually two things. They're not being nosy, they're being supportive.
Fantastic. And so that wraps up our video on family pressure to having kids after marriage. Just as we've rightly said, some of them come from a place of love and encouragement and support, but sometimes, you know, it might not be the best sort of questions to ask as well. But you can ask these questions in a nice way if you really want to speak with married couples if they haven't got kids. We want to hear your thoughts as well. If you've been pressured or you've had similar experience like us, please use the comment section to tell us your thoughts about the pressure you had to face
and your experience
as well. We want to hear it, and I believe our audience out there would want to hear it. Thank you for staying tuned to our channel, and once again, please like, share, and comment on our videos, as I did mention before, and also subscribe, turn on your notifications so you can be notified when we drop new videos. And we will see you next week, Monday.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So it's totally up to you what you want. I would just say that just do what works for you, and what works for your pocket, what works for your career, and what works for your life, body. Basically. Because as a woman, as a parent, not as a woman, just as a woman, physically, emotionally, mentally, you have to be ready to have another child. So if you're out there thinking about when is the appropriate time to have a next child, this video is for you.